Welcome to the channel of RD Automation Learning. So in this video, we'll be discussing with you about the interview questions that are asked in the techno managerial round. So what is techno managerial round? So generally, you would get these kind of questions. For example, you might get this question, how many times and when do you do smoke testing? So it becomes very important when the people from the non-IT background are trying to shift their career to the testing, or who are already in that software testing field, but they are uh, unable to give this answer because they don't know exactly what is smoke testing or when do you do smoke testing, right? So how many times? So these kind of real-time questions you can get in the interviews. And for this, what we have done is we have answered these kind of questions in the product that is managerial situational based interview questions and answers. And not only that, this product is available on TopMate with 25% of discount. So you can avail it today itself. I'll be putting the link of this product in the comment section as well as in the description of the video. Because you might get this question, very important question you might get in the techno managerial round. What is techno managerial round? So generally, if you would see in the interviews, you would be having technical and the managerial round. So if you are able to clear the technical round, the next round would be the managerial, and in that it might be a combination of both kind of questions, technical as well as managerial round. So these kind of questions you might get in that round. So how to answer this kind of question? So first is, let us see the aspects. What are the different answers that you should give when you are asked this question? How many times and when do you do smoke testing? So you might be doing smoke testing when you get the new build. Okay. So in the QA, in your company, in any of the IT company, you will be having various environments. Like dev is the one of the environment, then you have staging, then you have test environment, then you have user acceptance UAT environment, right? So these are different environments that you would have in the companies. Now, whenever you get the new build, let's say you are supposed to do some testing related to your user story in the test environment. Okay. Now, whenever you get the build, whenever you get the new build, you will be starting it with the smoke testing just to ensure that the build is stable enough to do further testing, right? Very important. If the build is not stable, then you cannot go ahead with your current sprint story testing, right? Simple. So this is one of the aspect. Whenever you get the new build, you will be doing smoke testing. This is with respect to the test environment. Okay. Now, one more thing is you will be doing testing in this particular test environment. Okay. Developer team would be doing on the developer environment, staging and all these things is fine. But what about UAT environment? Okay. In the UAT environment, which is done by the UAT testers, you might not be doing a detailed level of testing in that. What you would be doing is you would be doing a high level testing. So what you can do is you can run this smoke testing on UAT environment as well. So your answer is whenever you get the new build, at that time you have to do smoke testing. Whenever you get the new build in the UAT environment, you have to do the smoke testing. So it depends on the companies to companies, the projects to projects, the different aspects. When do you do smoke testing? But the high level, in a nutshell, the answer is whenever you get the build, you would be doing smoke testing. In which environments you would be doing it, how many times you would be doing it. So that is, you have to clarify. How many times? Now, let's say you got the build in the morning. So you got the build in the morning, let's say around 9 a.m. Okay. And this is your version one, the first build of the day that you got. By 9:30 a.m., once your smoke testing is done, you came to know that build is not stable. It's an unstable build. Okay. Then what would happen? So the build is unstable. This is what you came to know. So let me put this thing here. So this is your another aspect. Now let's say build was unstable. So the dev team worked on it and they fixed few of the things. Now what happened is they again gave you a build around 3 p.m. Okay, this was another build. So what you have to do is, again, the smoke testing needs to be done, right? So here what happened in this scenario, twice a day, the smoke testing happened. One is this time, the first time, which was for the 9 a.m. build, and second time is about the 3 p.m. build. So this kind of situation, this kind of scenario also you can explain in an interview. You can tell at sometimes when the builds are not stable in the morning, then again I have to do smoke testing, right? Definitely one round of testing should be done and would be done by the development team. But from your aspect as well, from your perspective also, it becomes very important that you do the smoke testing again, since the morning build was unstable, and that's why in a single day itself you had to do two times the smoke testing. Generally, whenever you get new build, you will be doing once the round of smoke testing. If it is working fine, then you'll go for further your detail level of testing of the user stories. But sometimes when you get face this kind of scenario, then again you need to do smoke testing, right? It happens not only in the interviews, but let's say you are working in a company and you might be thinking, in the morning, I have done the smoke testing. Is there a need second time to do the smoke testing? The answer is yes. There is a need, because you cannot get some guarantee, you cannot get some assurance that the things will be working fine the second time, right? So it becomes very important that you understand these kind of things, understand these kind of points, and frame your answers accordingly in the interview, right? So these kind of questions are covered in this product. So you would get nearly 60 questions and answers that have been covered in this product. And these are all the questions that you can expect in the techno managerial round, or you can say in the managerial interview, situational based interview questions itself. So whenever you will have these kind of interviews, like the managerial based, wherein the managers would be sitting, it can happen, one manager might be sitting or two managers might be sitting, then you have to face these kind of questions and you should be able to answer. If you are in India, you might be having one or two managers, but if you are in someone who is applying for the testing job abroad, in outside India, maybe in Canada or in US and UK, you'll see people, there will be a interview panel in which two to three managers would be sitting and they will be asking you these kind of questions. And if you are unable to answer, then definitely you will not be getting shortlisted. But if you are able to answer, then the another manager will be going for a cross question. So there will be a cross questioning as well. So you should be able to answer these particular type of questions. How many times and when do you do smoke testing? So generally what people will do is they will be able to answer how many times. Like, yes, we do the smoke testing whenever we get the new build, but you also have to explain these kind of scenarios. Let's say you get build two times, or let's say you get build in the on the same day in different environments. Let's say you get the build in the morning in the staging environment. Okay, you got this build in the morning, first build, and then you got the second build that was in the test environment, right? Then you need to do smoke testing in both the environments if you are testing both the environments, right? So it becomes very important that you should be able to answer these kind of questions, right? So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video and stay tuned for more updates.